Alright, how's it going, Rogues Gallery, and welcome to another Shadowverse Evolved video here on Red Zone Rogue. I just got back from shoutcasting the Bushiroad Championship Series World Finals in Tokyo, and, well, I have a lot of news to talk about. A lot of news dropped during the event, as well as perhaps some of the most controversial news that has ever come out for Shadowverse Evolved. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about my opinions on the situation and some hopes for it. So, yeah, let's not waste too much time. Let's get into the overlay and start talking about all of the news, as you can see here. Now, we're not going to spend too much time going over every single individual thing, because some of them are just like, hey, this is an announcement. This is stuff that's happening. So, there's announcements. This all happened at the Bushiroad English Conference Spring 2025. These are announcements that happened during the live stream, and I'm not sure if they're like the video is posted elsewhere on the Shadowverse YouTube channel. So we do have this image that isn't loading here, but anyway, this is the Glory Finder starter deck release party for the two new Glory Finder decks. We have the one with the Dragoncraft leader and the one with the Forestcraft leader. They also come with some Bushi Navi Flare, which is pretty cool, as well as playmats featuring the two leaders, which is great. I think Glory Finder is super fun. I think it's really underrated. I think more people should try it out. And so if you have an LGS that's doing these release parties, I think you should do it, because it's just a blast. And both of these decks come with like some really nice reprints. So good reprint equity, just a really fun event. Yeah, I dig this. And here's the two, here's the two leaders. It says, after the event period, 10 winners will be chosen to receive an exclusive mini standee, which I guess is these. I don't know, that's cool too. Now we also move on to the next set that's happening after set 10, Bullet of Fate. And we do have official confirmation that yes, we are getting the spicy special rares, which is really cool. Weren't sure if we were going to be getting these in English, but yes, we are, and they are glorious. And this one is, as you would guess, your girl Forte, which is Chef's Kiss. And then also Bullet of Fate. If you are familiar with Digital Shadowverse, this is kind of like the Reveal style set with like Bunny and Baron and Not and all those type of characters, which is really cool. Kind of like a Wild West-esque themed, but it's not just your Shadowverse characters wearing different cowboy hats. It's actually like a fleshed out world, which is really cool. You do have these exclusive box topper card sleeves as well that have the like this wedding artwork, which I actually picked up a playmat of this at Bushiroad Card Festival, as well as the Resplendent Phoenix, which is very pretty. This one is I should mention this one is Not. So we have Forte and we have Not. Forte is the reprint. Not is a new card. Let's see. We also have the new super legendary card frame. I'm pretty stoked about this. I'm pretty sure we're getting this earlier than the Japanese releases, and I think it looks really good. I think the new super legendary card frame looks really good. It's not just a recoloring of the plate down here on the bottom. We actually have this cool border as well, and I think it looks really nice. And I think it'll help differentiate, SLs and your regular Ls. So very cool. I think this is cool. This is a good change, and I think it makes your SLs actually stand out more and be a little bit more desirable, which I think is great. Because for me currently, SLs are great and all, but I like the extra added flair. Next we have the official confirmation that we are also getting Seaside Memories, which is a special set. Now keep in mind, this is not a set that has a bunch of new cards, and it does have a couple new cards, but it is like 99% reprints of cards previously, but it's a swimsuit set, right? Both waifus and husbandos, so for your Albert and other husbando enjoyers, yes, we do have the husbandos as well. But the featured card here is a new Alice. That's pretty good for the Fabled archetype. And this is coming out on October 24th, really close to my birthday. Ooh! If you'd like to see this set open, I actually opened up a couple boxes of this set for the Japanese release, and it's a really fun set. Tons and tons of great reprints. You have like Dark Angel Olivia. You have stuff like Ginsetsu and Galmu and Phylene, and there's just a a ton of reprints. So yeah, a lot of people once again weren't sure if we're actually going to get this in English, just like how people weren't sure if we were going to get this. But yeah, we're just getting them all, which is awesome. And here you can see the brand new Alice card. I do have a copy of this in Japanese. And then, as mentioned, we have Galmu, and I think is this Orcus? Yeah. So great. This is a set, by the way, you can skip if you don't need the cards, or if you don't like the theme or whatever. Like I said, it's mostly just reprints, like 99% reprints, plus like a couple, like just maybe, I don't remember exactly how many new cards, but it was just like one or three, less than 10. And now here we get to the most controversial thing. We are getting an accelerated release schedule to help close the gap with the Japanese edition, and the goal is to close the gap to 6 months. It's currently like 7 sets or something like ahead. I would hope that the end goal would be to make it global parity, right? I hope that the end goal of this is to close the gap to 6 months, see how it does, and then further close the gap to make it so that Shadowverse Evolve has a global release, because that would be the best thing. Global release would be so good. A couple other TCGs have done this or going through this process, specifically Digimon and One Piece, and it's just so good because that way we have all the cards at the same time that Japan has them. It means we can share in spoiler season. We can brew decks together. It means we can have tournaments together all at the same time. There's so many good things for this. And the negatives, well, let's talk about them. We'll talk about why this is controversial. I'll show you my opinion. So what's exactly happening here? So we have some things that we already know about. So we already know about this chunk here. So we have June. This is the Gods of the Arcana set 10, which is looking to be a banger set, plus the 2 new starter decks. July, these are the Glory Finder decks. August, this is the Vanguard collab, including the 2 Vanguard starter decks. So we already knew about these, right? Then in September, we have the Bullet of Fate release. I think this, for me personally, is going to be like pretty rough. August into September. Big set and then a big set is kind of rough. Then in October, we have Seaside Memories. Now, once again, this is a mini or a supplemental set. It's a reprint set. You can skip this. If you don't want the reprints, you can skip this. Or if you want to buy a bunch like me because you like the swimsuit stuff, hey, sure, you can do that too. Then in November, this is probably the biggest change. They have this combined set, World Reaver's Descent and Dominion of Darkness. Now, we don't really know what combined set exactly entails, but one can assume it means, hey, they're combining these 2 sets into a single release. Then, in December, we have the EX crossover set Uma Musume Pretty Derby. This is, once again, this is a mini set. So it's not quite the same as Seaside Memories, but this is a mini set just for Uma Musume stuff. So it is a much smaller set. So not a major release. So once again, if you're not into the Uma Musume stuff or you don't need the singles from this, you can probably skip this one as well. And then we have in January another combined set, Banquet of Dreams and Trial of Omens. We have nothing in February, and then in March, New World Genesis. So what the breakdown of this, it looks like a lot, and it is a lot. It is a lot for sure. But at the end of the day, when you actually break this down, it looks like you have big set, big set, big set, big set. No. We don't have that. The only actual big set back to back is actually right here. We have the Vanguard set, and then we have Bullet of Fate. This is big set, right back to back. Because here, small set you can skip. Then we have really big set, and then another set you can skip if you're not into Uma Musume stuff. And then we have another big set, and then another gap. So it is an accelerated release, but it still kind of follows almost the every other month cadence that we have currently, because we currently have basically a new set releasing like every 2 months or so. The biggest difference is that we have the combined sets. So what is my opinion of this? Well, I think the goal of getting to a global release is very, very, very good, and I think it's something that Shadowverse Evolve should strive for. What about the negatives of this? Well, this is a lot of product coming out in a pretty short span of time, especially since we get these double sets. We'll talk about the double sets in just a second. So I can see how some folks might be look at this and be like, oh, this is going to really, really fatigue me. That's true. If you want to buy every single set, yeah, it's a lot. If you're like me and who plans on buying a case of every single set, it's going to be rough. This patch is going to be rough, because I still plan on buying probably a case of Seaside Memories, and I'm not sure what I'm doing with Uma Musume, but I'm going to be buying a decent amount of this for sure, to cover on the channel and to make decks and to have all that content for all y'all. For me, it's part of just what I do here. But for someone else who's just casually playing, like I said, these are things you might decide to skip, right? And you might still have like this every other month kind of cadence. Now this is where things can get dicey. I think they have the opportunity. So I don't have any information as an official ambassador for Shadowverse Evolve. I actually don't have any information about what they're doing here. In fact, I did not know about this until you all knew about this. They didn't tell me ahead of time. And so they have the opportunity to make this an absolute banger or an absolute tragedy. So I think you have this dichotomy here. A lot of people are dooming because they're like, it's just going to burn people out. It's going to make people quit. It's too much product. I think if they do this poorly, that it could be rough. And by poorly, I mean just smash the sets together, not increase the pull rates, and just release it. I think that's probably the worst case scenario. Best case scenario is they smash the sets together and then drastically increase pull rates. I mean, they could even increase booster box size again, like, re-increase the booster box size. I think that's unlikely. I think the more likely is increase the pull rates and add banger box toppers. Because if they do that, if they like double, like just let's just say double legendary pull rates, maybe even like every pack has a legendary or something, then these would be considered juiced sets, right? They would be very, very cool to open, because if you're a new player, you just buy this and you'll just like, hey, legendary every single pack. It might, tank value of certain cards, but maybe it's a necessary thing that we have to do to get through this transitional period and to make it playable for the players out there. So my hope is that they juice these up, that they make this set and this one, these combined sets, that they make them bangers. So they just make like the sets have really, really high pull rates, and so that if you still buy a case, then you get a playset plus of everything. Because as someone who buys a case of Bushiroad games, that's one of the best things that it has going for it, is that if you buy a case, you get a full playset plus more. The set that just came out, Duet of Dawn and Dusk, was a little rough because they just threw in the starter deck. It wasn't as bad as a lot of people say, because hey, I actually opened up a case. I have a video on the channel opening up. You can see the pull rates. I show them off in the end. I did not get a full playset of everything, but I got like 98% of a playset of everything, and I got extras of a couple cards. There's like two or three that I did not get a full playset of, and they were like Evo cards. Like Evo Ceridwen was the big bummer for me. I traded for one, the extra one. So they have an opportunity here to make this awesome. We'll see. We'll see what they do. I don't know. If they just jam it in and you have to buy like 2 cases to get a full playset, that's rough. The other side of this is like people are like, oh, the meta is going to be moving quickly. Honestly, it's going to be moving about the same, because we're still getting a big set every other month or so. It's just this one, you just skip. You skip the first set meta. You just go to the second set meta that has both of them. So we're losing out on just the meta with this set, because we'll have a meta with both of the sets. Same is true for here. We're just missing out on meta with this set, and we'll just have the meta with both of these sets. But I will mention that these are not metas we're going to be too sad to miss, at least from the Japanese side of things, because bats and dirt are still like banger sets, or banger archetypes up until here. Right? People are still playing Dirt Rune and Bats up until here. In fact, I do believe Dirt got a ban or got its restriction around here. So it's not like we're missing out on like some amazing formats or anything like that. In fact, this might make it this might actually make it better. Just go like blazing through kind of some formats that didn't do so well or were not well received in Japan. So I think there's a lot of positives here. I definitely understand the negatives. And I'm not here trying to do like damage control or anything, because I personally also buy lots of Shadowverse. I buy my cases. I buy them from Midwest Car Dealer. If you want to know where I buy them from, I buy them from Midwest Car Dealer. You should buy them from there as well. They're fantastic. But that's where I buy my cases of Shadowverse from. And I will be buying them from these, so it's a lot of money to kind of burn. But once again, I think when you look at this, it's just like, oh, it's just a bunch of big sets. Just keep in mind, it's really just like big set, small set, big set, small set, big set, nothing. And then we go back down to the regular size. And once again, I hope the end goal here is to get global parity. That would be great. I mean, being 6 months behind is like being about 3-ish sets behind, which once again is not too bad. But like, I didn't even talk about the Worlds Beyond implications of this. If we can get this with global release, then we can also enjoy all of the cool Worlds Beyond stuff as well. They can put promo codes in the sets, and they can put out Worlds Beyond cards, and we would get them on time and not like a year ahead, like a year behind. And so they can tie things in a lot better with Worlds Beyond. Maybe add in QR codes and into packs and stuff, and have them be relevant for us, and not 7 sets behind where they don't make any sense. So I think there's a lot of positives. And there's a lot of like, hey, this could be not great. It could be not great. So this is the controversy. We'll see. We'll see how things go. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful because I love this game. It is my favorite game, and I really want it to do well, and I really hope they make the decisions to make this awesome and not like rough. So we'll see. We'll see. And then, of course, we have the announcements for Bushiroad Championship Series 25-26, as well as qualifiers. We have some shop challenge promos. I think this Evo point is super cute, and I definitely want a full play set of these. So if you get a set of these shop challenge promos, hook a brother up. Then we also have a judge program. Like I said, I did actually pick up a version of this playmat from Bushiroad Card Fest. It's not exactly, this one doesn't have all the fancy extra stuff. It's just, yeah. I shared a picture of it on my social media. The Nikkei one looks great too, actually. These are judge playmats, which is pretty cool. Having more playmats for judges is great. And yeah, that's the news. This accelerated release schedule is kind of like the big news that's a lot of controversy. I saw a poll on Facebook about people's opinions, whether this is good or bad. It was like 30% good, 70% bad. I'm optimistic, but wary. Yeah, that's where I am for this. Potential is high, risk is high. High potential, high risk, I would say. And then, of course, getting Seaside Memories is amazing. This is a really cool set. Getting the SL borders is awesome. Getting the SPs, which maybe this will be the first SP. Maybe the Forte will be the first SP that I pull. And then of course more Glory Finder stuff. So I think overall, this could be seen as a really good news if this pans out well. If we're not including this, very good news. Seaside Memories, Bullet of Fate, yeah, good stuff. But yeah, let me know what you all think. I am pretty sure most people are going to share the sentiments that they're very scared of this, and that it's going to turn people off of the game. But like I said, maybe try to compartmentalize it by just saying, hey, look, it's still like a big release every other month, which is kind of what we already have now. To be honest, it's basically just like we already have releasing sets like every other month or so. So yeah, let me know. Let's go back to me. Hello again, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching stay tuned for a lot more Shadowverse Evolved content here on Red Zone Rogue. We're gonna hopefully do some gameplay videos soon of some of the more well, I was gonna say the more interesting decks, but just some of the more current decks. I still want to have the cadence of at least a Shadowverse video every single week, but maybe we'll try to do a little bit more. I really love this game. Worlds was fantastic. Always have a blast, and I just want to play more Shadowverse. It's just so much fun. So yeah, let me know what kind of Shadowverse content you would like to see going forward, or if there's anything in particular. I did kind of a little test with the latest deck techs, and I split up the 3 deck techs rather than having just a giant, you know, video that was like, you know, 2 hours long with like 11 decks. I tried to split it up to me a little bit more digestible for both you and me, because it takes so much time to make like the 10 plus deck tech video, because I literally build and play every single deck. So doing it just like one deck at a time is a little bit easier and maybe more useful. I don't know. Let me know what you think. But either way, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate you. Really love Shadowverse Evolve. And I'm just gonna cover it, keep covering it. Love this game. Thank you all so much. And we'll see. Oh, I forgot to mention. Hey, you know, guess what? For the people who stayed to the end, if you hadn't seen, check it out. Hold up. Check it out. Check it out, y'all. They put me on the card. I'm on the card. Look at sweaty boy Kel's on the card. So I did get my Evo points for being an ambassador. So if you catch me at any event, even if it's not a Shadowverse specific event, hit me up. I will be bringing these around to events. So if you see me at like Anime Expo or any other such events or Shadowverse event, ask for EP. I'll have one. So little bonus for those at the end. All right. Bye, everyone. Such a